Hello.
Hi guys, welcome to the diary. Today in this video we're looking at common stereotypes built around Germans. Stereotypes, unfortunately, in this world today have become so strong and tend to be used to judge people collectively and not individually, which in the end prevents us from experiencing people for who they really are. So with this video here, we will look at Germans in particular, and we will use my experience living here amongst them for a little over 4 years to kind of like make a conclusion. You guys, this video here is not made to insult anybody, generalize or start trouble. It is truly based out of my own observation, and it's certainly not going to be 100% agreeable to. My husband here will be joining me. He created a little list for us, which we will go through together and explore. You guys, my name is Feebee, and this here is my husband, Christian.
Hello.
Thank you so much for joining me once again. And for the new faces, a warm welcome to my little diary. Let's dive into the video, you guys.
So today, my love, we do it a little bit different. I have a feeling I was supposed to answer these questions in the first place, but unfortunately I don't think I'm very neutral. This is why we turn the table around and let you answer these questions based on your experience.
That's
okay?
right, yeah. The initial arrangement was that Christian answers these questions, but then we also came up with the thought that it wouldn't do it just, right? Because he's German. He's obviously going to stick by his country. I would too. So I would be the best person to judge.
Yeah, I'm too much in defensive right now.
Yeah, so...
Want to start?
We're ready.
Okay, we have a long list for you today. Very interesting. First part. Germans have no sense of humor.
Die Wahrheit.
Yeah, die Wahrheit, the truth.
Well, I think it's very tricky when it comes to that. German people, I don't think they don't have a sense of humor, but I think they don't get our sense of humor, if you understand what I mean. We tend to find, we throw words around and we kid around with words. I think German people don't really have that. But I think amongst themselves, they tend to share a really good sense of humor. I've seen that with you and your friends. So I wouldn't say that they don't have a sense of humor, but I would say when it comes to interculture, being with people from other countries, I think Germans would definitely come across as cold. But that's not really the thing. When you get used to them, when you understand them a little bit better, you tend to laugh also around them, and they also tend to laugh around you. So it's tricky.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Are you satisfied?
Yeah. I would probably say you don't get our humor, but hey, that's fine. Germans are hardworking.
Honestly speaking, I think that will be taken out of proportion. I think hardworking is something that you can judge individually, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is really subjective. It's something that is difficult to say straight up that Germans are hardworking. I've came across Germans that really are hardworking, that have established themselves, and I've also came across people working a normal 8-hour job and don't really have big goals, or you know what I mean. So would I say that Germans are hardworking? I think the same applies to us as Africans. It's subjective.
Number 3 then. Germans can't party.
What do you think? Can I reverse that question?
You reversed that question towards me. We're only on part 3 and you already play the ball back.
Okay, you know that I don't do a lot of partying. However, I went out this one time with my friend Diana, and actually We had a great time, and it was just us, the two of us. See a side of Germans that you wouldn't see if you throw a party in your backyard. They tend to be chilled, relaxed at weddings and stuff like that. But also, when Germans have like a few drinks, they tend to be really open. So yeah, they're not like us Africans. We get to a party and let's get lost.
Okay, good. Oh boy. Germans wear socks with the sandals.
Your mom.
I thought we called the towel experts, but that one is good as well.
But your mom does wear sandals, right? I mean, she wears pulling socks.
Open shoes?
Yeah, we don't do that.
I have more the typical tourist in my mind here right now.
Yeah, but I also saw that in South Africa. A lot. Like, this is actually how we could identify Germans. They wore socks and sandals.
Yeah.
Very funny and cute, to be honest.
And the towel?
But I think it's really based on the weather here.
Yeah, winter time it does.
I think the fact that the weather changes like the entire time, people just like prepared all the time. I don't know, like, but it's indeed a fact.
Okay.
I mean, with the elderly people, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, funny. Germans aren't friendly.
So, I would say, at first glance, first time meeting a German person, they are going to be very skeptical. They are observing the situation. I don't know how I would like really explain that. They take time to open up, and that can easily be judged as unfriendly. But honestly speaking, I don't think so. I am also very, very reserved in the beginning. When I meet someone for the first time, I'm reserved. But maybe I'm a little bit quick to open up than Germans would be. I think with your mom, with your parents, it took me, your dad, it was instant. It was like at first sight. But your mom, I think it took me about like a whole month to actually really like connect with her, to start seeing her opening up with me. And I've actually seen that with a lot other people here. Okay. Yeah. So they are a little bit skeptical in the beginning, but really I think it's unfair to say that they are unfriendly. They are friendly, but they just know their people. They want to know you before they open up.
We approach to be like that a little bit, right?
Like carefully. Careful approach.
It's a better word, probably.
Yeah.
Germans aren't risk takers.
Yeah. I think, like, Christian, you know how it is when I tell you my ideas, my plans for the future and all that. You are a little bit skeptical about them, right? You want facts and you want results. So if you don't see that, if it's not in front of you, you are not going to just jump on the idea. And I've seen it with your parents, like
analytics.
With our ideas. They always like really want to listen. They want to see, like they want it all on paper. So the German people are definitely like skeptical. Like they are skeptical with meeting people at first place. They're also skeptical with decision making. When it's something that calls for a risk, they definitely won't go in. That's not a thing Germans will do. Okay. Also with traveling, I feel like some Germans can be really skeptical about traveling.
Yeah.
Yeah, like being in a new place, far from home. Germans love their comfort zone. That's all. That's what I can say.
Okay. Germans prefer to travel to Mallorca.
Perfect timing. Like we just talked about traveling and there you come. Who hasn't been to Mallorca? Like what German person won't tell you a story or an experience in Mallorca? Yeah. This is like
second home.
It's like music to my ears. I hear that a lot. Yeah. Mallorca. I'm curious actually. I want to go there, especially because everybody I know has been there. I met a lot of German travelers in South Africa. I met a lot of German travelers in South Africa. So it's hard for me to say that Germans only travel to Mallorca. I think Germans do travel, but I think the older generation is very relaxed to that. And I also think that when you're here, you see a different side of that. So being here, I actually feel like there's not a lot of traveling. But when I'm in my country, you know, like interacting with people from all over the country, I came across a lot of Germans.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Mallorca is the easiest for you guys. I mean, on a short holiday, summertime, winter times too, yeah.
Yeah, well, the majority of people have been there, definitely. Germans know everything better.
I think so. Like,
yeah. Well, because we're always right.
I have gotten some lessons, some teaching from every German person that I've met. You know, when I started working at my current job, right? There was this girl, she's German, and you guys, like she taught me a lot. She taught me a lot of things in a very short period of time. And that's just like the difference you will notice between a German or another foreign person working with you. She was very correct, okay? And she was very careful, and she really made sure that I understood. And she didn't mind repeating. She didn't mind telling me the same thing again and again. And this is something I really like about Germans. You will get a lot of lessons on a regular basis. So I really am under the impression that they also feel like they know everything, actually, right?
I saw a t-shirt the other day. I don't remember where it was, but there was something written like, what was it? I might be wrong, but I highly doubt it because I'm German. Maybe we should get that.
If there's a t-shirt even saying that, then that emphasizes this, right?
Most probably. Germans make good colleagues.
100%. I mean, it's actually, I mean, coming from the first point, they were talked about how helpful, I mean, how they know a lot. They like to help. They like to extend their knowledge to the next person.
Okay.
So wherever I worked, I mean, I've worked in 3 jobs here in Germany. My experience, honestly, working with German people has always been positive. They have always been trying to help, and you actually get less problems with things like gossips. I mean, this is a female thing. With Germans, they're just doing their thing and that's it. You know, the most problems you will come across, I'm sorry to my fellow foreign people, we are all here to make it, right? And that actually makes sense. So we're obviously going to be fighting to be the best. So, yeah, with Germans, you will really not experience that a lot.
Okay.
So they do make good colleagues.
Germans are direct.
As blunt as a pencil. Germans are direct to an extent that, ouch. Like, the one thing that I hear a lot from German people, and I think they don't realize that this is, you know, like, too direct. Do you eat? Du bist so dünn. Du bist schmal. Like, honestly speaking, I didn't get that a lot in my country. That's normal.
Something, because that is quite interesting for me now. It's a little bit contradictive. Do you know why? Mostly we are known for being reserved, right? We talked about that in earlier videos. And we also at the beginning, what was it? What we were talking about? Our humor. It's also a little bit, humor, yeah.
That's right, yeah.
But how comes we are direct in certain kind of other things?
So, but then
does that make sense, right?
Well, I think it does.
Okay.
So the sense of humor part is already killed by the directness, because that's not humor. Like, you know, going to someone and tell them you are overdressed. There is no humor in that. You know, I would rather maybe go and say, wow, you look good. But I think, you know, but like the way they tell you, it's like straight up, you know. And when it comes to reserved, I think this is when a German becomes comfortable with you. When a German person is comfortable with you, they tell you whatever they think. That is something you would not get from a German in the beginning of meeting, right? They just will reserve their comment to themselves. But you know, when we're chilling with our friends, people we know now, it's very easy for them to come to you and say, hey, you're skinny. Do you actually eat?
The only water worth drinking is sparkling water.
Oh my God. Like Christian. You know, I never drank sparkling water my whole life. Like literally the moment it hits my tongue, I'm like little gargling. Like what the, I feel, no. When I came here, you know, the fact that even in a restaurant you can't ask for tap water. Tap water, you're cheap. If you're going to be asking for tap water in Germany, you definitely look out of place. Like, who are you and where are you coming from?
Yeah, you would say stilles Wasser, like still water.
Yeah, but it's never still. It's never still.
Yeah,
like it has like this
medium.
Yeah.
Medium.
And this is why I would have, if it was okay, I would have always asked for tap water. I drink tap water here at home and our water is good. But yeah, sparkling water is definitely something that many people I think struggle with coming from different countries, because we are big on still water. And Christian, it feels like I'm like, you know, like trying to cure myself from constipation, because that's definitely makes me it makes my tummy
so what is actually the reason? Do we like to burp? Schulz?
Yeah, Schulz. But yes, Germans drink a lot of sparkling water.
Sparkling water. Okay. Germans are loyal and honest.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I cannot wait to find that one German friend. I can't wait. I always feel like when you have a German friend, you have that friend for life. Because look at it this way. Everyone I know here, right, has this one friend they grew up with. From young age till God knows what. And when I also come across foreign people who have Germans as friends, they will always tell you like
we know each other
4-year-old
I
relationship, 7-year-old relationship, which is really the contrary when it comes to us Africans. And I actually don't think that we do it intentionally. You know, African people have to move a lot, you know. We have to move a lot. We have friends. I have a best friend. She lives in South Africa. And that just like draws you guys far from each other, because you're far from each other, right? But let's go into honesty and reliability. Germans are just reliable.
Okay.
They are reliable.
Do you think we make more effort in maintaining the relationships than others, or?
I think you guys don't care about a lot of things. You guys are simple. You simplify life, right? We on the other end, you know, if we look into our lives, you know, we have to like work hard, a little bit extra hard to get things in life. And that sort of like puts us in a situation where you kind of like have to be better than the other person. It's a mentality, comparison. Who's doing better? Who's not? She can't be better than me. I have to work hard to get there, you know. There's always that competition between you guys. And it's really, I wouldn't blame Africans for being like that. I mean, the struggle is real, you know. Our parents also had neighbors, you know, amongst each other. This mentality, look at their children. What are they doing with their lives? Look at them. Look at my children. Even aunties, you know. They be comparing, oh, my brother's children are useless. And that alone just puts you in a position where you always have to, you grow up with the mentality of being better than the next person.
So can we say that in Germany your social status is not preventing you from...
No, I think German people are happily,
Cool.
they accept each other for who you are. This is my life, this is my standard, this is your standard, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's my observation.
That's
You know.
Number 13. The number says it all. Germans are racist.
What number is it?
Number 13.
13. Germans are...
Racist.
Africans are racist too. Honestly, when it comes to racism, I think anyone can be racist. You know? I think everyone has that little bit of racism in them. You know? There's always going to be a preference when it comes to one country or the next country. There's always going to be words, you know, thrown at each other. You know, I can throw words to a white person when I'm pissed that totally racist. And that makes me also racist, you know? Germans can do it, Americans can do it.
What you're trying to say is we are not more racist than any other country.
No,
okay.
I feel like racism exists everywhere. Racism exists everywhere. I experienced racism in South Africa. I experienced racism in Germany. I also experienced racism in Botswana. So why would I sit here and say racism is especially big in Germany? And let's be honest, even if I experienced some things here in Germany, it's really at a very low rate. Do you know what I mean? It's not like every time I walk out of the house, go to the stores, someone is on my neck. If that was the case, then I would say Germans are racist. But no, that's not the case. You will come across idiots. You will also come across good people. That's how life is.
Last but not least, Germans are strict. Go cook.
No. Germans are strict when it comes to, you know, like the streets, like organization, like taking care of the environment. They are strict. People will be watching you. Like, you know, when I have to go throw out papers in the bin, I'm always like wondering, is there someone looking at me? I don't know why. There's just this creepy feeling, you know, like Germans are watching you. Take care. Somebody's watching me.
I have no privacy.
That's true. So yeah, in that sense, they're very strict. But I think when it comes to like relationships, friendships, within their circles, they're local. They're easygoing.
Okay.
You know, I don't feel like I have to be a certain way to please a German person. I don't think so. They are not difficult in that sense.
Okay, guys, that was
your list.
the full list. 21 questions. We reached the end. And
21 questions.
I was actually surprised about some answers you gave here. I expected them to be way different. And I enjoyed that, actually.
You like them?
Yeah, I enjoyed that very much.
I also really enjoyed the whole process. It was really nice. And I hope that people actually got, like, you know, another side of German people. That really people like, kind of like, you know, like abdecken. What is that in German?
Cover.
Cover, yeah, cover. That's
That's
what stereotypes are good at, you know, like they cover who people really are and allows us to judge people for who society calls them, or, you know, like what bracket people place them in, which is really unfair, I think, you know. So you guys, what's your take on this list? Did I nail it with my conclusion? And how did my hubby here do? Let us know in the comment section below what you guys think. Next week we are coming up with the same video but with a different twist. Stereotypes built around Africans, and Habib will be coming with his conclusions, considering that he has lived with me now for quite a while. And I mean, you have quite a lot of experience living with African people. Your cousin is African, so that will be really like interesting to hear from the horse's mouth himself. Feel free to help us build up a list for that video. So anything really, guys, anything that you want us to explore, put it in the comments section. Subscribe if you found value in this video, you guys. This is what we do, and this is really our goal for this channel, to provide you guys with valuable information. Comment, like, and share so we can reach many people. See you guys in the next video.
Bye bye. Cheers.
Bye.